Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. Got a great show lined up, but first our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. High today, speaking of 77, high today 72, low is 56. And interesting enough, I looked at my bird's trying to move here. Interesting enough, in the next 4 or 5 days, it's going to be a high of 72 or 73 and a low of 55, 56, like 4 or 5 days in a row. So we're in a pattern right now where the temperature is going to sit there. So it's not going to be boom, boom. So be aware of that. So that when you're planning some outdoor activities, you're in good shape, but don't worry about the weather changing that much. Water temperature is 62, went up 1 degree, but it's cold. It's where it's supposed to be this time of year. Take a look at our river readings. The Apalachicola Bluntstown at 16.9, and it has dropped, but right now it's sort of level off. Then look at the Choctawhatchee at Caryville. It's at 12 foot. And that's a classic look at both rivers. Both had about the same amount of rain, a lot of heavy rain last week, and the Choctawhatchee's got a slow, steady drop, just like this. And then the Apalachicola dropped and now it's leveled off. And that's because we talked about it before. The Jim Woodruff Dam up in Chattahoochee, they play with those gates and just gauge them according to what they need on the water flow. So that's why you don't have that steady flow like the Choctawhatchee. Always fascinates me. Tide chart, brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn and Funeral Home and Cemetery. Looking at a low tide of 6:03 and a high tide at 6:04, exactly 12 hours apart. Good strong tides this week, 1.8 foot ranges, okay? And the marine forecast, south-southeast at about 10 to 20. So it's going to be blowing today, and that's why it's warming up. We'll get that south-southeast breeze coming in. Take our break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. As always, glad you're with us this morning. I know a lot of y'all is busy getting ready for work and school and all, and taking time to watch your show or getting in and out of the room. We appreciate it. Some of y'all retired, sitting there with a cup of coffee. Some of y'all getting ready to go on a trip, all that. We love having every one of y'all watching the show. We appreciate the viewership. And I don't want to ever forget that and remind you of it. Okay, let's look at some pictures. We don't have that many this morning. Finally, we've been showing a lot of pictures lately, which is good. But this morning, the first buck right here, Michael Steverson, this is a Bay County buck, killed today, this was Saturday, at 2:45 p.m. chasing a doe. Result of letting a small, that's a nice rack. Okay, here it is right here, Michael Steverson. Okay, nice rack, a Bay County buck right there. Good job, Michael Steverson. Now let's go to, this is a funny one to me, Lee Waller. I know the family, I know Lee well. He was, when you're walking in the stand, there's something that's stalking you, and you may not be able to see it. I'm gonna blow it up. He was walking to the stand, and this doe was just following him to the stand. That's a good set of pine trees right there. I always look at the woods and all, and a good set of pine trees. But a lot of times you don't realize what's around until you just stop, pause, and look around. Okay. Okay, this is a special one here. Brad Tilghman sent this to me, and this 6-year-old kid woke up at 4:30 a.m., sat in the freezing cold until he couldn't feel his fingers and toes. He even drank black coffee to stay warm, but it paid off with his first deer. Well done, John Carl. Okay, let me tell you, look at that. That's a great picture, and memorable. And Brad is a good loyal viewer of the family. Now, let me see, John Carl, his dad is J.C. Andrews, his granddaddy is Carl Andrews, and his grandmommy, Darylyn Adcock Andrews. Now, here's the irony of this. I coached this little boy right here. I coached his granddaddy at Rutherford when I first got out of college, so I've known that family since then. Great family, and they watch the show a lot, but good outdoorsmen. They do a lot of stuff in the outdoors. So Brad Tilghman, this is his nephew, and it's JC's little boy, and took him up there. And JC was a running back at Mosley, was a fine running back, and he married a high school sweetheart. And so it's really neat to see this family tradition going on. They have a camp up there in Union Springs, and they camp out up there. But Brad wrote a nice little, about a whole 2-paragraph story, a long story of this hunt. And I got to thinking, what a great idea. I read it. I don't have time to read it on the air, but well written. He talked about getting to the stand, how little boy was shivering and all that. He had to turn the heater on. But what he did now, he documented this John Carl's first buck. He's got it documented in the story. And the beauty of it, it may not be right now, but years down the road, you can look at that story and he can read it to his kids maybe. And when I shot my first deer, I was 6 years old, and here's the story. So it gives room to think about this. I wish I'd have done, and a lot of you may have too, documented your kid's first buck or your first big bass or whatever. So pause sometimes, just write it down. It'll be a treasure in the family. So good job, Brad Tillman. Proud of you for doing that, okay? And here's a good one too. I want to end with saying, your life is made up of 2 dates and a dash. Make most of the dash. Now, isn't that a great one? Okay, and so true. But briefly, let's look at, I've shown this before, but we're talking about harvesting deer and all, and just don't waste any of it. There's so much on this chart right here. Y'all know all the deer parts are up in the top middle is a loin, or what we call a back strap, and that's a delicacy, but a lot of times, if you take your time and you do your own process, your own deer, you get a lot of meat off of it if you got time to do it. I've been on both sides of that coin. We've been in a big hurry and taken them to the processing plant, but in a deer processor, in the early days, there were no processors around, and we did our own, and we got all the meat, and it took hours. But man, there was meat to go around for everybody. So it's sort of, according to how much time you have and what you want to do, it's still, if you have some young kids around and all, it's great to show them how to skin it and how to quarter it up, and at least do that and all, and a lot of people do process your own meat and all, but just be aware, how important that is, okay? Now I have a message. I got a text message the other day. I'm gonna read it to you. It said, hey Coach, I had to go down to Howard Creek. He didn't want me to call out his name. I had to go down to Howard Creek Saturday to winterize my pump. I was upset at how many corn bags were on the side of Highway 22. I bet there were 20 to 30. I'm an avid hunter and can't believe hunters are throwing them out, and we need to be more responsible. If you can, please mention this on the show. And here's the deal on that. I personally think they blew out of the back of the truck, but that's no excuse. And I know what happened, go down on Sunday, everybody put corn in the feeder, and for the rest of the week and all, that happens all over the Panhandle. And I don't think we intentionally throw them, and I feel like they were blown out of the back of the truck. But like I said, there's no excuse. They're going to blow out of the back of the truck if you're driving, 60 miles an hour coming back from Weewall. You need to do something with them, and you can see them blow out of the back of the truck. So there's no excuse in that. As outdoorsmen, we just sort of have this code of ethics as to how we treat our outdoors. And one of the top ones, we just flat out don't litter. And we shouldn't be able to preach about that. I mentioned it to my students in years past, and you can tell if they've been raised right, they know that. And yet you still look around. Gail and I, a couple times a year on the road coming into our house, it's about half a mile long, and about a couple times a year we just take a garbage bag and walk down one side and come to the other side, that half mile, and get a mile walk in. And we fill up a garbage bag full of beer cans and cigarettes and McDonald's cups, styrofoam cups. Where just low life would just throw it out the window, I don't think it's out many neighbors doing it. It's just folks that come down there at the end of the road is bay access, and so anyway, littering and trashing an area, there's no excuse in it. That's just a lack of class and lack of character that a person has, and throwing trash out. But especially outdoors, we even up at a higher level than that as far as taking care of our environment. So if you know anybody does it, or just make sure you get those plastic bags and put something on them, put your boat anchor or something on them so they won't blow out, or put them in your toolbox or something. So, and help clean up. And when I go in the woods, if I just see trash, I just pick it up, put it in my pocket. I know a lot of y'all do the same thing. Same way along the beaches and all. It's just amazing. We used to never have to do that kind of stuff, but it seems like we have to do more of that now. Okay, so don't litter. Take care of our beautiful outdoors. Let's take a break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's get to adding some names first. We're going to add, and you see it's starting to fill up a little bit. We're going to have some drawings soon. Okay, Jan Vest. Okay, Panama City. Allison Fohan, Panama City. They got a place up there not too far from my place, right across the creek. Clark Fohan, just a second. Good to hear from you, Clark. Carol Jean Keeling, Panama City. Angelia Verga. Okay, Panama City. Blake Campbell, Panama City. Wayne Campbell, Panama City. Robert Campbell, Panama City. and Treva Camel. That's a camel family. And Treva sends it to us in the mail every year and writes the sweetest notes to us. I appreciate that, Treva. Sarah Taylor Parker, Sam Taylor Parker. This is obviously the old Taylor family from Parker now. They love the outdoors. That's John in Houston. Pearl Villa from Youngstown, and Ralph Villa. Good Lord, Villa's up there in Youngstown. So add them in here and getting a good collection now. Real quick, we're going to start a video. Before that, speaking of video, I want to mention this for 2017. We want to maybe start doing some video that you send in, but we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But let's go and get set up on this one here. This is the one, Coach Wilkie called me right before Christmas and had the student projects for outdoor ed. I don't know if I want to come over there and see it. It was my first trip back to Mosley, so I took my camera up there. Great to see those kids in outdoor ed. Another good class this year at Mosley. It's a little strange that I'm walking in. I know a lot of them from just seeing them in the years past, and had their brothers and sisters, so I got to hug a few necks and all, but it was strange me not being up in front of the room. I was sort of in the back of the room with my camera. But again, I just want to show you these creative minds of these young people. I started making kids do projects back in the day. I just wanted them to make something with their hands, and they just started from there. So they're still doing it. I appreciate Coach Wilkie continuing that very important tradition. So we're going to watch, actually going to be in two parts. We're going to watch part of it today and maybe part of it in another couple of days. But this will be about an 8-minute video right here on the Outdoor Ed Kids projects, okay, at Mosley.
Media is small, but this one still does kind of work. For my string, I used the paracord, which I found at Walmart, which only cost me like $5. So
we made boomerangs. We made them out of cedar plywood, 1/4 inch, and we took a table saw and just kind of cut out the outline.
I had a pre-cut because, well, it's a V, you can't really do straight lines with that.
Yeah, that was a little difficult with all these curves.
You've flown them already?
Yeah, they were.
We're gonna,
Like I said, last night,
we got two we're going to try after we get done. I want to see the boomerang. Don't hit me in the head, though.
All I did was cut a piece of wood off a log, and then I glued the antlers on.
Okay, where'd you get those in? Are they yours or? Okay, somebody else's.
It's probably going to be the most embarrassing 5 minutes of my life. I'm being completely honest. I did all the editing on the video, but it turned out that I'm a worst shot at almost anything. And it's not in the video, but I'll go ahead and tell y'all. We were shooting bows, and we had it on top of a metal bin, right? I managed to shoot the metal bin, and not only did the tip come off, but so did the knock.
You gotta find your target. See, we got a nice little deer-looking thing down there.
I wouldn't recommend putting that on some metal.
All passed by wood burning. As you can tell, it's very tiny, and a lot of failed attempts went into this project. A lot of failed attempts.
Tell us about
it. I built a box for the fashion. Put my name on it. And so what I used was particle wood, and so I got the measurements for all the sides, and to reinforce it, I got some plywood on each corner and drilled into it, because part of it is kind of softer. So I used the plywood on the corners to reinforce it. And after I was done, I was at my dad's shop, and he has a paint booth, and so I just used paint and hit it real quick.
I'm Jeff Martin, and I made a bat house. How it works is that to see the house, and they're really small, and whenever they move, they flatten themselves like that big, like really small. So they crawl in here, and we saw grooves in so they could climb, and they all curl up in here, and they like it really tight, so no other animals can get in, and they feel safe, and they just come in here to sleep and all.
Where would you put it?
Like on side of a building or like on a pole. You actually do not want to put it on a tree because other animals will try to come in and mess with the bats.
My name is Hunter, and this is a chair slash stool slash seat rest. I made a bumblebee catcher. You cut it 6 wood into squares and then nail it together, and then cut a bottom of the bottle off, and then staple it on the wood, and then we cut
The bottom layer is crushed Oreos as a pretty much like a graham cracker crumble, but with Oreos. The second layer is a layer of cream cheese with butter and sugar. The third layer is chocolate pudding, and the last layer would be whipped cream with chocolate chips sprinkled on top.
Way better.
Katie and y'all hold your cakes up.
Bring him over here.
Don't drop the pins. Yeah. If you drop it, you'll be the most one.
Tilt up towards
Okay, how long did it take y'all to make the cakes?
About an hour.
An hour?
10 minutes. Yes,
And yours is what kind?
A red velvet cake.
Red velvet, and yours?
Chocolate lasagna.
Chocolate lasagna. And class, do y'all want to eat some of that?
Yes!
Some things never change.
Short. It's outdoor theme. We use like just some logs as the legs.
Yeah, and we each had we marked it like with a pencil, and then we had to saw it to the right hand.
Saw it or
with
you
a
split
hand
it?
saw.
No, we sawed it with a hand saw.
Board rack. That's not a crab trap. So what you do is, like, you take this little bungee, and you take out the sides right here, and you lift this up, and you can put your board, like my arm is the board, right there. And it like sits across the top right there, and it holds it up, and all these bungees kind of falling around and like hitting everything. And you have to strap it from like right here, across right here on top, to make sure it doesn't come out. And that way, like if you're instead of just using straps, the straps can come loose and come out. This will keep it all in and make sure your board never comes off the top of your car.
So it goes on top of your car, holds the board, keeps it off the car so it doesn't mess up the board or the car.
Yes. And if things are falling out too.
Now, board, what kind of board are you talking about?
We can do kayaks, kayaks, surfboards, anything, depending on how big it is. This is just a small.
Yeah, it's like a model or something.
Pretty basic. Obviously I didn't make the pole, but I did retie this knot, so that's some work. And what I call it is kite fishing. So it's not fly fishing, it's not just regular fishing, it's kite fishing. And so I explain it by, it's much easier actually than using this, because all you do obviously is you reel the line in and out. And I have practiced this, I did try it earlier. The wind was only going about 6 miles an hour, and for a good kite to fly, like it needs like 25 miles an hour. So I don't know. Devin lives by me, and Devin lives by me. He probably saw me out his window running down the street trying to fly the thing.
It actually works, right?
But it actually does work, yes.
My dad actually helped me out a little bit, and basically what we did was we got a few pieces of wood and we put it together and we nailed it together. Some of it has glue in it just to hold it all together, and then we just
For my little outdoor project, I just made something so like books or games or whatever it may be. I used recycled wood, and then since it was kind of recycled, it looked kind of nasty, so I tried painting it and made it look a little bit cleaner.
Some stuff, and so I went and bought 9 yards or 3 yards of synthetic wool from Mark and Hyde Park, and I made an overcoat tunic out of it. And it's not ready for 20-degree weather like I thought it was. So yeah, don't do that. I was put by the fire the whole time. The whole thing is hand sewn together with believe it or not, dental floss. And I just put this leather lacing around it to make it look cool. But this thing keep you toasty if you sit by the fire line. It's huge.
Made this flag. What I did first was I went outside to find some wood. I had my dad cut it down with an axe. And I took his buzz saw and we cut it down a bit shorter right here so it's smooth. And I used an old t-shirt to cut measure and cut it out, and I used some stencils to spray paint on Outdoor Ed 2017. And I drew the fish on the side right there.
Okay, we made a bird feeder. This is our bird feeder. We forgot food today, but it'll be there tomorrow, don't worry. This is our bird bath. It already has the water in it, so I would tilt it up and show you, but all our water would fall out.
This is a firewood rack, hold firewood, or a Lindsay holder. She sat on it the other day, so that works too. But what we did, we got 2x4x8, these right here, and we left these alone, and then cut a 9-inch piece and a 12-inch piece out of 2 of them, and then we cut the other bit in half for these right here. And then we pre-drilled all the holes and then drilled it in. And then put the bad boys on it there. I don't really know what these are. Me and Dylan went behind his house, went to the barn behind his house, and used some old scrap wood that he had out behind his barn. So
you can put the cars in there. I really like how a lot of people, and it's been in both periods so far, how people are recycling stuff, and that's really what we're all about, is trying to recycle stuff, and y'all have done really good on that, and making it useful and also attractive, so y'all have done a really good job. Anybody have any questions for Amelia?
Okay, welcome back. Fishing game times today, 11:05 to 1:05, middle of the day. Then 11:35 to 1:35 this morning. A couple of quick announcements down on the eastern end of viewing area, St. George Island Lighthouse Climb. That's tonight. If you want to climb the lighthouse down there, full moon climb. It's $15. It starts from 5:30 and goes to 7:30. Also tomorrow night, Apalachicola Maritime Museum. You ever been there? It's a cool place. They're having a sunset and a full moon dinner cruise, and that's going to be that's a 2-hour dinner cruise on a catamaran down there. And then also Monday, the museum down there, the Apalachicola Maritime Museum, is starting a wooden boat building. They do that on periodically, build wooden boats. They're going to start as a 7-day course. They're going to start next Monday. It's going to cover this time. They're going to build 2 kayaks. Fascinating. They do it the old-fashioned way, bend the wood, wet it, and all that. Really cool stuff. And as outdoorsmen, that's our heritage and our roots. Building our own boats here along the coastline. So that's cool to do that. We may run down there and check on them one day next week and see how things going. But that's some things open to you, the public, and just check out a lot of things going on down there in Franklin County. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. Got a little bit more of it next couple of days, but tomorrow got a special guest, Steve Shea with the Fish and Wildlife Commission. Y'all have a great day today. Do something good for your fellow man. Enjoy the outdoors, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.